Okay, y'all. Thank y'all for coming back through. We gonna just give it a second. Let me go remember how to work this thing. Cause I ain't did it in a long time, but I think we can. I can put this in chat. No, 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 no. Y'all know me. I gotta talk it through as I'm doing it. Hold on 1 second here. Now I ain't never did. Okay, y'all know I be lost. Okay, so let me see. I am trying. Let me see who all in here. Hey, Silky Black. I'm good to see you back in here again. Okay, then. I have never dropped the link from my phone, so just give me a second. I'm going to work this out here. For me to invite guests. Okay, copy that. Share it. Holy crap. I don't even know how to. I want to share it with. Let me see. If it'll let me do it, send it to you by seeing it over. Okay, Silky Black. Hi, Callie. Silky Black. I sent you the link on Instagram. But I didn't see a message. I didn't see it. Well, I ain't looking there for no message either. So, but I sent you the link because I don't know how to copy it in. I don't know how to copy it in the chat right now from the way I'm working from. So, but you all, how y'all doing tonight? For the ones that just came in, and wasn't in the other live before, everybody knows that there was a situation here on my page, something that happened between my husband and I. Then, people have questions about it. I'm not avoiding any questions or whatever, and just believe that if there's something that you're asking and I don't want to answer, I know how to say that. So, but I put it out here, so let's have the conversation. Thank you, Callie. And I'm at peace right now. I just didn't like the way that it had to be done, but I feel like it had to be done, So, and so now I'm just waiting to see if Silky Black got if she got the link, because I don't know how to share the link in the StreamYard link in the chat. There really shouldn't be any questions or explanation. Well, and Kelly, that is your opinion, so I don't have anything. You're that's your opinion. And one thing, what I will say is there were. Let's just say this: there was more than me going through situations similar to what I was going through yesterday. And I'm not talking about only one person. I'm talking about several people was going through this. And I'm not talking about, I saw the people that were in the chat because I did read some of them yesterday, but I didn't get to read a lot of them, but some of them that I did read out was people that could connect with what was going on. It won't let me. It says access denied. Hmm. Let me see. Invite this. The guest can stream this to their nope. Instructions for guests. Send this link to your guests. You can also want to share instructions. You can have Shy. Hey, Miss Coffee. I'm trying to figure out how to drop this. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out how do I drop this link in the chat. I have no clue how to drop it, and I'm using my phone, so I don't know how to drop it. I sent it to okay, let me Miss Coffee, if I send it to you, you will be able to copy it and put it in the chat for me, won't you? Let me copy it and send it to Miss Coffee. Okay, Miss Coffee, I sent it to you on IG. Okay, hey y'all. It says access blocked. I don't know. I don't know what that means. Well, she dropping it in the chat anyway. So okay. Oh, I have no clue about that. No clue. I just seen one of your messages. I'm not sure who that is. Okay, I'll see you in the back. Uh, um, I don't. I miss coffee. I'm trying to do 100 things at one time. Let me take. I'm gonna take it down off the screen. But see, I'm learning how to do this stuff right here, right in front of. Add to stage. Okay, I learned how to do that real quick.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, I can. How are you doing tonight?
Okay, good, good.
That's
Um,
good.
I don't know if I wanted to have a conversation publicly, so I know of some things that I won't say.
Okay,
But,
then I can respect
but
that. Then the ones that you feel comfortable with here, and the other ones that you can, you know, do later. And I
well,
appreciate you for that.
I just want to make it personal. Okay,
Okay. All right.
Um,
Good. Good. Good.
so I, I felt so
Mhm.
bad for you. My
Yeah.
heart just poured out for you yesterday, and I just wanted to talk to you so bad yesterday, and I didn't know whether you be on Instagram. That's why I just on because I don't be on Instagram, and that's why
Right.
I didn't even see if you did reply. Uh,
Yeah, I'm not on.
but
I'm not on there either, so that's why. Like I'll go on there and my messages pop up, but a lot of the times I don't have my phone in my hand, so and a lot of times I do, and so yeah. But okay, we can carry
I
on.
think I think I might have been in and out, and I think the only thing that I heard that I was disappointed in yesterday
Hmm.
was him saying to you, and you can leave and you ain't got to come back. I didn't like that shit.
Right.
But listen, and I maybe I shouldn't even use the word but, okay?
Hmm.
People say shit that they know will hurt you, or they say things or do things that they know will, that sucker punch, to
Right.
hit you beneath the
Absolutely.
belt. So I want you to analyze this because you know this man and you know this man
Yes.
very well. You've said a lot of good shit about him, Tashana. Okay.
Yes.
Now, even in the good shit, it's always gonna be bad shit. So you
Absolutely.
don't get to my mother and father before my father passed away, they was married 57 years. And my grandparents, they was married even longer than that, before my grandfather passed away.
Hmm.
You don't see that anymore.
Right.
But it maybe it's because we found this new independence. Because I used to tell my mama, "Girl, I wouldn't have dealt with that." But
Right.
I tell you this: you don't get to those long years without some shit that come with it. It don't be just
Absolutely.
goddamn flowers and goddamn cream around here. That's not what a
You're
marriage is. Some
absolutely right.
marriages is work. They hard. They work.
Right.
You know.
It is
And
work.
so
It
and
is
so
work.
and so these is the things that I wanted to say to you, because any place that you could have went to, or wherever you at and you got feeling all this peace, but it's not home.
Right.
And it's no place like home.
Right.
So you take this little vacation
Mm-hmm.
and you get on back over there to our garden. And we don't want the garden over there burnt up by the time you get back in this Florida heat.
Okay, now Kim Black, I absolutely everything that you said in that live. I also said, I'm sorry if I blanked out for a minute. In
I
that
heard what
live,
you
I
said.
also said that my plan is not for me and my husband to be apart. But if you tell me that I do shit, I don't contribute to anything, then that means maybe I'm doing too much and I need to step back to make you realize how much I actually do contribute, because you're saying something to hurt me, and I can go back in my mind and understand that what I do, and everybody knows what I do. Everybody know who around me. There's no way you all can see that stuff that I got planted out there in that garden and not know Shauna be moving. Okay. So I can go back and it's not like he's saying it to hurt me, but why are you doing that? And so
It
for
was a
me, I can't keep
control
accepting
move,
that.
Shauna. It was a control move. He he
Yes.
he said it not because he thought that or that he meant it.
Right.
He said it to hurt you. He said it because he was angry. But in all of this, after I listened to you a little bit more, even today, I'm glad that you took the stance that you did,
Yeah.
because and y'all will have the conversation, but he's stubborn,
Mm-hmm.
and that's okay, because eventually he is gonna miss his wife, and
Yeah.
eventually you're gonna get that call eventually. And when
Yeah.
that happens, you have to be very adamant at how you feel, how you want to feel, how you've let all this just go up, just go at the wayside, and you just don't want to do that anymore. That you want this marriage, you love your husband, but you want better. You want a better marriage. You have to express that to him, because what you're going through right now, I hate it. I hate that you ain't at home at the garden. It just tears me up. But I understand, because you do have to put your foot down so you can get the happiness that you want in the end. Because hell, you should be able to go down the road with your play sister if you want to, or whoever the hell.
Right.
Because after being
Right.
married for 20 some years, it shouldn't even be no, oh, jealousy, or I think who you on the phone with. What the hell we owe? Shit, what you talking about? I just don't
Yeah.
understand. Y'all should have that type of relationship and type of marriage to where at this point, all them questions been 20 years ago, nigga. What you talking about?
But also too, I will say, is that if that's what there was nobody to teach me how to be a wife. So everybody who's ever been in my life since the beginning was taking control over who I was and the things that happened to me, because everybody is so much older than me. You understand what I'm saying? Traumatizing things were happening. So there's nothing that I see. All I was around is all women. There's no man to show. This is how things should go. So, okay, when we go into it, I'm very young, prayed up and going about my business. And I know my husband was God sent to me. So no matter what, I understand that. But there are so many things that I've accepted before in my past that I'm just not. And I almost beat myself up because I accepted it. But then again, I don't beat myself up because I feel good that I'm no longer accepting the trash that people been dumping into me forever and a day. So, but I wanted to say
And
hello to everyone.
I'm glad that you said that he
Let
was
me speak to
God sent.
everyone right quick, Silky Black, and then I will let you go back again. And because I so far I haven't disagreed with anything you said, not at all.
Go ahead.
Um,
Hey,
I like to say
everybody.
hello to everyone. I see y'all coming through. Thank y'all for coming through and sharing in this conversation with us. And Miss Coffee was saying I was wondering not to defend him, but is he showing midlife crisis signs? Um, no.
And I was going to
um,
say no, too. That was all a control tactic. That was all just control because that's what he is used to. He used to you sitting in the house.
Absolutely. And that's why, let me tell you something. I was having a conversation.
But it shouldn't have
And
got
Miss
to
Coffee
that
too, like,
point.
huh?
It shouldn't have got that big, though.
Right. It shouldn't have, but what you see is one time situation. But this is something like I go through on the regular, and it's like it doesn't matter who it is. It's like if somebody's showing me attention
But
or
at the
showing me
end,
love.
he get what he want in the end, Shauna.
Right.
And what
Right.
that is you're sitting your ass in that house. You're not going out doing because he gonna get an attitude. He gonna get mad. So in order to keep the peace, you just don't do nothing.
Absolutely.
What hell?
Listen, you telling my story. If I disagree with
What
you, I'll
you
let you know. But
said
I'm
is
telling you,
true.
that's exactly what happened. And so all I'm saying is I want to also accept my accountability, but it came from where I came from. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know that that's not how you do it or whatever. That's examples of I seen so
But you
and
do
some
know what feels good and what don't to you. To
I
you.
I absolutely do. But I'm not making excuses for it, but I know that your mind can be conditioned. If I've been raising kids since I was 11. 11. I haven't had a break since I was 11 years old with raising kids, and it was always 5 or more.
So that
So
means that you had to be an adult, you had to be a supervisor, you had to be the authoritative figure, you had to be the
I had to
decision
be
maker, but
everything.
you can't make decisions on your own for yourself.
Everything, every decision I made. Listen, I had friends that I would tell them they having parties and stuff, and they would want me to come over. I say, "Our kids invited?" I didn't go anywhere without my kids. But I was talking to these friends one day, and I was like, he doesn't do this and he doesn't do that with the kids. And my friend's husband spoke up and he said, "Well, every time that you getting ready to go somewhere, you always saying, can the kids come this and can the kids come that?" She said, "I wonder what you saying to your husband at home. Are you saying to him, are you do you ever leave the kids home with them? Are you dragging them everywhere you go every time you go somewhere?" And it's made me start to think because now I'm placing the blame on him for something I put in place, but that's
Yeah,
all I know my whole life. So
yeah.
that's why I'm saying I'm taking accountability for it, but I'm also it's like I was conditioned to do that. And I'm not
And y'all
mad.
talk.
I'm not mad that I did do that. You know, that I did raise the kids. I'm not mad at that at all, but it definitely made me do a lot different with my kids. My kids were not responsible for my other kids. And my husband's stubbornness is the same stubbornness that helped protect our kids when they was growing up. So, it's like a
Is it stubbornness or overprotectiveness?
he overprotective. I think he don't want you to be around anybody else. No, none of that. He like our little family just right there in there together. And that's not who I am. I've been like closed up and everything my whole entire life. And it's like now, and he's the one that opened me up to there's a new world out here. He did it. And now that I've
I
been
think he
introduced
opened
to
you up to him.
it,
That was the new world.
was that? Say that again.
He opened you up to him.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's right too. But yeah, and now that I have it, and it's like, and two, there was a time like he was fine with me. We could go to his families and we can chill with them every day, all day. But my family also lived like very close, like less than 20 minutes from his family. And whenever I would want to go and hang out with my side of the family, it would always be like, and when how your husband is, he can make a noise and you understand what that noise means. And so it's kind of like, instead of me pushing it and saying, time when we come here, we visit your family, and we're just going, and I just kind of like laid off of it because I got tired of like and so I submitted to it, and then I got a battle to get back to it the way that I want to, and now like when we in the room, it's like he's so irritated that when we're in a room that my family shows me love. And I don't know if it's necessarily that, but that's what it feels like to me.
Have you had this conversation with him before? That's what that
Absolutely.
feels like to
I
you?
wouldn't listen. I wouldn't be on here telling you anything that I have not said to him. Even anything y'all hear me say it on here about my son. Trust and believe me, I done said it to him before. He got his own page on here. If he wanted to, he could come on here and say anything that he want to say. No, I've said it to him before, but a part of it is me, because when you push forward and then you fall back on what it is that you're aiming for, then you're like, y'all, like, you get tired of doing whatever at a certain point, and then you just like give up on it. I've done that
Or
several
you don't
times with
get no pushback.
right. And so like, and you keep letting that happen, so you get more of whatever it is that you accept. And so now I went to the gym and I worked out and I worked up my muscles. So now I'm like, okay, here we are. And this is not the first time that I've done this. When I did it one other time before, we had a serious conversation. Communication, communication, communication. And I'm only asking for probably little things to me, but to him, they may be big things. And I don't try to get that confused, but and this is one of the things, is that it's very irritating. Is like when I want to go and just have me time or girl time with one of my girls, it's not just like he disagrees with it, it's like he throw a whole temper tantrum, and that is so irritating to me.
But he'll be okay.
Yeah, and I know he will, but I don't like, I like peace and harmony. I've had enough hell in my life.
But you don't
So
like it. But is this peace and harmony? Because you at this point now to where you're not at home because of that situation. So it's not peace. You don't like it because you don't like the end result, because the end result means that I'm steady giving in to what he want and not what I want. So I'm catering to him, and nobody's catering to me. So you don't like that, Shauna. No, you don't.
And that's absolutely because I don't like it. That's why I am where I am right now.
So when you say I like peace, so I just then to that to whose detriment here? Was he crying yesterday?
Absolutely not. My tears are about I'm angry, and I'm
Well, I
angry in
know,
that
I
moment.
know, I knew you was mad. I knew you was very
Yeah,
mad.
and I fought this so many times
So now you
that
gotta follow
it,
through because you just fall back at the wayside every single time and give in and get him what he want, and you right back at this same place. I ain't going nowhere, y'all.
no, well, well then, I've already proven it to be wrong because I'm nowhere near where I live at.
Yeah, now.
Yeah, but and listen, you'll learn later on about my journey.
Mm, is you still in Florida?
Okay, like you
You
asked me.
freezing up, Sean.
I'm freezing up.
Uh-huh, but you heard me.
I wasn't freezing up. I was stuttering just then. I was stuttering. No, but no,
I'm glad you
I'm
seem better today.
absolutely, huh?
I'm glad you seem better today, and you don't seem
Yeah.
like sad or nothing.
No.
So I'm glad.
And let me tell you one of the things that I did say. I did say yes yesterday once I got into place, right? I said I really am at peace because I want to show y'all just a piece of what I got to sit by all night long last night. And if that ain't a piece of peace right there, I could sit by a waterfall all night and just listen to the waterfall. Just
A
to me,
waterfall.
yes, a waterfall with the lights on it and everything, and you can just listen to it all night long if you want to. So for me, that things like that, the simple things are peaceful to me.
Serenity.
Um, absolutely, those things, and I can sit there and I can lose track of time, and I cannot tell you how much peace I am at sitting next to some water, listening to that. That therefore, that speaks a lot about my sprinklers and everything. But the thing that I said last night was, I'm sad about how I got here, but I understand what's happening right now. And I always say when I be talking to the other people that I talk to, besides on here on YouTube, when I talk to other people, I'm always listening to the words that I speak, and I make sure that I'm applying those things that I speak in my real life. And I want them to understand I'm not in this to end my marriage. Absolutely not. I'm in it to it's just like if you keep telling your kid something you're going to do, and not to really compare it to like a kid or whatever, but it's like if you keep telling a kid, this is how I learned it, so I have to explain it to you all the way I learned it by raising my kids. If you're not consistent in what it is that you're saying that you're going to do, your kids don't believe nothing you say.
Yeah.
So if I find that if I'm not consistent, before I would say something to him and I would never do the things. I would ball it up inside and I would just get mad. And then I would just walk around and trust there was an attitude or whatever, but because I'm good at the silent treatment. I'm the kind of silent treatment I can walk around without saying one word for 2 weeks.
I'm sorry, go ahead. Can you hear me? You can't hear me?
Oh, I can hear you. I can hear you, Sick Black.
Okay, go ahead. I'm gonna put my phone on do not disturb. Go ahead.
Yeah, it was okay, I'm sorry. I was getting another message. But what we was talking about, because my mind be done went to 500 other things thinking about this situation. But all in all, I'm at peace with the decision that I made, and y'all, for real, there is no tomorrow that I'm gonna fire up alive and then you're gonna find me back in the garden. I'm not at the garden, and I'm actually everywhere I'm go. Listen to the garden is very near and dear to my heart. We were already talking about planting some things. I actually had planted some things on the inside before I left. I don't know how they're gonna do or what they're gonna do, but let me tell you something. Maybe one of the kids or something maybe take it over for their project or whatever. But right now, that is not my concern right now. Usually the things on the outside of me concern me more than the things on the inside of me. So right now, I gotta forget about all of that. And guess what's happening wherever I'm moving around to, right? The first place I go to is somebody has a bag of potatoes that are going bad on the counter, getting ready to get rid of them. So I'm like, wait a minute, you can plant those. So do you understand what I'm saying? I'm finding. Remember, I said I go out in the garden and I find stuff, and then I wanna oh gosh, what else? I go out in the garden and I find stuff, and I done lost my train of thought. But I get to spread what I've learned in the things that I do out wherever I go at. So I'm planting seeds wherever I go. So I'm finding the beauty. I used to tell y'all I go out in the garden and I always find what's wrong with the garden before I find the beauty that's out there, which is look at the food that's growing. Look at this and look at that and look at that. So now I'm walking into things looking for the beauty inside of it versus keep focusing on the bad.
I also want you to know that you teach us and you inspire us also.
Thank you so much.
I planted a potato.
Oh my goodness. Alrighty then. I absolutely love what I'm saying. I absolutely believe in it because it works in my life, and I absolutely love that the things that I say, because now it's like where I felt like I didn't deserve to be heard before. It's not like I'm excited to have somebody listen to what I'm saying, but it also feels good at the same time when you feel like you've never been heard before. Yeah. So I'm in my years right now is I'm very comfortable with being at home and by myself, and my husband knows that about me. But when I want to go out and the people who I'm around, I feel like that I surround myself with. I believe in praying people away, not in a bad way. I'm saying that in the way of, Lord, if there's no purpose in me being around these people, I don't want to be around them. If there is, and the flip side of that is what? If I'm supposed to be around them, then we're gonna be around each other, right?
So glad you said that, because that's what you said, that you know that God brought your husband into your life.
Absolutely.
So that you need to stick God on him and
Oh,
let
I've
everything
done
that
that.
is your issues that is not getting the results that you want, just keep being consistent with sticking God to fix that thing,
Right.
and he will.
But see that I think that's the part too of where I got very comfortable with just praying and asking God. But you know what they say, prayer with no works.
And you got to be specific in what you're praying for.
Oh,
And
I
see,
am absolutely being
but
specific with,
I don't
with it
think
all.
so,
Yes.
because I don't think, because you is complacent in that situation. You
What you
complacent and you comfortable with just getting in. So it's not an
no,
issue.
I'm not comfortable with giving in. I'm not.
But you've been
I'm
doing it for
saying
years.
no, but I have, but okay, to everything you have. See, I had this same conversation with somebody last night, right? And because we're making blanketed statements, right? Just talking in general, right? But if I broke it down to you and I explained it in this way, is that yes, I've been going through the process, but I've been going through it like a baby. You can't just tell me to come on and you better stop doing that and it just turns off like that because you two people have connected in some kind of way. We all know that it does not work that way. So there is a process to get through anything that you're going through. And what I have done was gone through my process to be able to get to where I am right now today. So that's how I look at it. And yes, I've gone through some things, and there's times when I get in and I'm tired of fighting the fight because I got all this going on. I got a lot of people who's fighting against me at the same time. My husband is giving me issues with getting away and going to do something. I got other kids that I'm raising, their parents are causing issues for me. I got other people coming over and they causing issues for me. All of this stuff is happening all at the same time. So if you got all of those different things coming at you one time, what they got a thing called pick your battles. So I was picking and choosing battles, but mostly I was choosing other people's battles besides mine. Now I'm focused on me.
Yeah.
I've taken care of everybody. So it took me some time to get to this point, but I've been working on it. And trust me, everybody has seen the work of it, but because you all are just now like hearing me talk or whatever, it seems like what have you been doing before? When I say like I'll work on it and then it's like times that I'll say it's like I'm gonna do it, but then I'll start seeing like inklings of it starting to happen again, and I'll kind of like sit back and watch it happen, and then you know, and also too, there's like before I even came out and said anything to you all, I would be making like little shorts and stuff like that. And the shorts that I was making would be aimed at my my husband. I just was not saying it. And he would know who I'm absolutely talking to, but nobody else doesn't know.
Yeah.
So no, it's something I've been working on before, and I'll try and be transparent because I said it's life with Tashana, and I was going to come on and talk about the things that I'm really going through in life, and hopefully somebody can learn from the things that I'm going through.
Um.
And
Okay. So yes, it's like with Tashana, but
yeah,
you also said yesterday that he doesn't want you to um put him on camera or talk or speak about him. You know, especially.
I want no. He didn't want me to speak about. When I say he don't want me to speak about him, he meaning like not because we've had a conversation before that I can talk about situations that we've been in. You can go back into my shorts and stuff. I've talked about things like me and him been through, and I think one of the times when you commented in one of my things, he doesn't mind me talking about him, but he like when he's saying that statement to me, he's talking during a time like when he know I'm mad at him. Okay, so say like I'm telling you all that I got myself in isolation. Whenever I would walk past him or something like that, those are the times when he'll be like saying, "And don't talk about me on YouTube." You understand what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's what I mean in that way. Not that I can't talk about any of the stuff. I totally had a conversation with my husband before we started this or whatever. I asked him about a whole bunch of things. So that part, no, I'm not worried about. He just don't. In my way, I feel like I'm not bashing him in my opinion or whatever. I'm saying how I feel about what happened and whatever I'm happy. And he knows he's encouraging me every day to go get what I'm going to get up off of my chest. And then when it comes to you, you feel different about me talking about you. And his attitude actually changed yesterday when he thought that I was recording him, but I was not recording him. I just had the phone in my hand. His whole demeanor changed because he thought that I was recording him. And I said, why would you care about what these people on here thinking about? And you don't care about what I think about. You worried about whether they gonna see you in this action, or is it that you know that you're wrong in this right here,
Well, you
but you
don't want
just
nobody to
continue
see
to do
you being a fool.
it.
And then you don't want nobody to see you acting up and acting crazy and acting a
Right,
fool and talking crazy and stuff. So no, he wouldn't have wanted us to see that.
right. No, so but that to me is like, oh, you care about what other people see more than what I get to get and see. It's like, no, we got the game messed up here. But I promise you on everything, I was not recording no nothing. I was just holding my phone in my hand because I know I was just doing it to agitate because I know he don't want to be recorded or whatever. So it is what it is.
But you also said that you did this before. You've been at this, place before. So
Hmm.
what's different now or this time or what's gonna be different?
Well, I'll tell you what's different. One time I left and I left for 3 months,
Oh
but
wow.
there was close access. We weren't even like we weren't even 3 minutes apart. You understand what I'm saying? So he got eyes there, but we stayed separated for 3 months, right? This time, and I'm just trying to show you the process of what I'm saying that I've been going through. That was in close proximity. This time I leave and you don't know where I am.
Mm.
You can't contact me. He can contact me, but I have the choice of not answering the phone call.
Did he know where you was at every other time?
He's known where I've been every other time. When I self-isolate, I'm right there on our property inside of a shed. He know where I am. He know where I am all the time. This time is different.
No, self isolating on y'all property. You still at home. You ain't went
Right.
nowhere. So he
I
know
haven't gone
exactly.
anywhere. But the time before when I'm telling you about the 3 months, we were in separate houses, period. Not even on the same property.
So that's the only other time you left.
Yes. I've
Oh
gone and like left like to stay overnight or something like that to somewhere just like to cool off or whatever and then, came back.
yeah.
But um the difference is this time is that he can't lay eyes on me. He don't know where I am. You know. Hey everybody in the chat. I'm sorry I ain't talking to y'all. Let's read some of these comments
Oh, I
in the
can't see it.
chat. Let me I'm gonna go back up. Um Let me come to this one. Hey Triple A. Say hey in the chat. Yeah, and when Miss Coffee had said about the midlife crisis, like when y'all say midlife crisis, I wanted to ask what kind of midlife crisis is y'all talking about? Like what in y'all, because without looking it up in the dictionary, like I got my definition of what midlife crisis look like, and then you got your way of like what do you mean? Told her to put a tiny house across the yard and keep smiling. Yeah, but even if I put the tiny house across the yard, he'll be done went and got a key or changed the doorknobs or something. Before you know it, he'll be unlocking the door to the tiny house wherever I am, right there on the property. So that ain't gonna work. um, which is how it always happens. Hey, Tasha Speaks. I'm sorry, I ain't speak to none of these people. I get sidetracked real easy, so it's hard for me to be in this chat while I'm talking. It's Simply Black, someone we know personally because she own the money. Listen to that. But and you do sound like somebody in our family. Do your voice and everything. Yeah, no, and this I enjoy having conversations like this right here. I don't get mad because people asking me questions like this. Like I know when somebody like genuinely having a conversation, are you just trying to be trying to create something or whatever? But no, I like having these kinds of conversations. I'm not a vicious person where I just want to attack none of these people. I am genuinely trying to work through issues that I'm having in my real life.
Well,
And
I
so
only wanted to come and have a conversation with you because I wanted you to put things in perspective of how long you've been married, to this person, and
absolutely.
just really put things in perspective to know that everything is not going to be hunky dory all the time, and you're going to have issues, and you're going to get mad, and you're going to want to leave, and but when you look at your kids and you look at the time that you invested in this marriage and you think about everything that you've told us about this man and everything that,
Absolutely.
that you learned from him and how to me he was a teacher to you in the beginning because he taught you things that you just didn't know. He helped you with the kids and encouraged you with those things. So if I never had heard this and knew that you were speaking about him yesterday, I never would have even thought that he spoke a harmful word to you.
No, no, he definitely. There's a lot, and I can say it over and over again. There's a million great qualities about him, but there's some other things that stick out so bad, like a sore thumb. It's hard to ignore them. It's
I
hard,
understand what you're
and
saying.
I don't have no plans on leaving my husband. We've been together for 25 years. I ain't. That's not what I'm aiming at. It's either I have to be able to live my life and enjoy my life too. And if
Yeah,
I got to take it by force, by gosh, that's what I'm going to do. Because you don't even understand how many channels and stuff that I've gone through. I feel like I've exhausted everything because the one thing I always want to know, the most important person in my life, absolutely right now today, the only person I'm concerned about disappointing is God. And that's on everything. That's who I'm afraid of disappointing. So every move I make, I'm so over analyzing it to a default sometimes is that I'm stuck in that place because I'm over analyzing it. And so I I've considered everybody else so much as like, nah, okay then, no. So now I just feel like I've given, and it's like I don't know. I just have to go ahead and do it because you're always gonna put a stop to me, all right? Always trying to
yeah,
cause chaos
yeah,
for
yeah,
everything.
yeah,
So
yeah. Well, I'm
yeah.
glad that you recognize it enough
Yeah.
to take a stance for what you want. And
Yeah.
y'all will have the conversation again.
No, I
And,
know we will. I love
and
my husband, and I'm not trying to leave him like that right there. But I am gonna live my
but
life.
you know, just Kimmy says it best.
Hmm.
The best apology is changed behavior. I don't want to go back. I can't go back to the same shit. I can't go back to the same thing that I'm telling
Absolutely.
you that I don't like, that I'm telling you that I'm not happy with. So if you want this, it has to be a change. And so that's what you have to just tell yourself and stand in that shit, you know.
Yeah. I trust me. I've said it before. We've had this conversation several times,
But you
and
gotta
even
mean it.
yeah, and absolutely. I know my husband probably sitting here looking right at this screen right now, listening to everything and saying, no, I done ran it down to him several times. But it's like he'll do it for a little bit and then he go, and he know I'm right about it. I don't harp on him about a whole bunch of anything. I'm kind of like the one that move around and get quiet on you and give you the side eye, and you already know.
Is you comfortable with him listening or hearing you speak about this?
Absolutely. I'm comfortable with him listening to me say this, because when I speak to my husband, this the way I'm having a conversation with you, I'm having a conversation with my husband in the whisper of the moment, telling him, not yelling and screaming at him, what it is that I actually want. And sometimes it's so hard for me. I keep telling him the same thing over and over again. It's through tears from a
But
like my heart is breaking because I'm begging.
you
And
said
so
you said earlier in the conversation that nobody never taught you how to be a wife. Like you didn't have that. So do you think that maybe he don't know
how to
how to
be a
be?
husband.
Yeah.
I've thought of that too. I've thought of that too. Absolutely. And there's a lot of things. It's like I didn't know. I don't think I. A lot of the things that I learned on my own raising kids, I learned it on my own. But what I did was I know what I did like or what I didn't like, and I tried to do the opposite things of. That's how my mind worked. Oh, I ain't like when my mama did that to me, so I don't want to do that to my kids. It's not that I didn't do it to my kids. I had to constantly tell myself, don't you do that to them. So I worked through that process and went through on myself. So it's like when I see him like working through those things, I like to kind of back off of him. And I go, those are the times too that I go and isolate myself to let him be human who he is and make mistakes. But sometimes he's like very stubborn. He'll know he made the mistake and he doesn't like to apologize for it. And he'll just try and like turn it around to be something else or whatever. And these are conversations that I
But
have with
but
him.
but
You
do
know,
his apology. Okay, you know your
it's never the
husband.
word sorry. It's never
But
the
but
word
but
sorry. So I'm
but
gonna throw that
but
out there.
but but
Period.
but you know your husband. Maybe you would never
Right.
get that out of him. Maybe
Right.
he would never say that. But maybe
He ain't
he
gonna never
do it,
say I'm
or he
sorry, babe.
show it to you in another way though.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I say that. I said that last night talking to somebody last night. I said he never says the word I'm sorry. He just has ways of showing you that
Because this could go be a box of candy on the bed, or a dress
hey,
on the bed, or a new dress
hey,
or something on the
absolutely.
damn bed. And
Absolutely.
that's his way. That's
And you
his
understand
way.
their love language, right? That's understanding their love language. So, but
And
so
to
we've been
him,
through.
it's like I said sorry. You
Yeah,
know
I'm
what?
saying
Most
sorry.
people.
And what you want? No, and it literally is like that. So for me, I'm just got to a point as where like no. So I'm no. It would it be uncomfortable for me if my husband showed up face to face with me right now about anything that I've said? Absolutely not. I would not be uncomfortable or no none of that. I try real hard not to go to the screaming and yelling things, but sometimes just like these people you're telling the truth to, it's like they don't want to hear you and they want to keep calling you a liar, and that is not that you believe that they telling the truth, but it's so irritating to keep hearing people when they know you telling the truth telling you to shut up, just keep walking away from it. Well,
And
Ken,
then
tell them I'm
also,
walking away from it, but they keep following behind me trying to tell me that I'm a liar. I'm
you
gonna
know,
turn around and
some
start screaming
guys
at them.
feel like that when they are the provider, that it's their way or the highway.
Mhm. Yes.
And you ain't getting no apology.
Listen, even Silky Black, when we were when we were when before we moved to the property that we are on right now, right? I was having a conversation with my husband even just a month ago, and I said to him, because now he makes a fuss about making sure the doors and lock and all of that stuff, right? And I was just looking at him the other day because he was so frustrated that none of the doors was locked, right? And I just said to him, I say, do you realize that when before we moved where we are right now, I said you never required any of us to ever lock a lock. I say one thing we always did was we saw you walk through this house checking these doors and the windows and all that stuff. Nobody never worried about that because you was always doing it. And I said you made all of us comfortable in doing that. And I said, and now you come over here and now you screaming at us because we don't do it. I say, you don't have to scream at us. You just have to tell us, y'all have to. And, and I'm saying, it's like, if it's something that your husband take care of, you ain't worried about that, right?
Yeah.
He make us comfortable like that. But then when he wants us to learn something, it's like screaming. He's screaming your head off because you don't know to do it. And I'm like, wait a minute. It's like he want us to learn it now, but it's never been required of us before. And all I'm requiring is, well, speak to us differently when you do it.
And you know what? You don't even know in his mind, what he's doing. He could
Hmm.
be preparing them kids for the future.
I believe that too, but
I gotta teach you now.
Silky Black, and I'm trying to make it make sense to you, right? Okay, I don't have a problem. You can hear
I'm
me?
sorry, go ahead. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I don't have a problem with him preparing them for the future. None at all. I love everything about it because he's been putting our kids in like stuff like auto mechanics and teaching the girls and stuff how to work on their own cars and all of that stuff. I love all of that. But I'm talking like when you're talking and speaking to us, when we don't understand something or we don't know how to do it, he's not like he's a manly man. Like he ain't finna explain shit to you. You understand what I'm saying? He's like,
Yeah.
man, can you just do what I told you to do? He don't like all them questions and all of that. So then, this is something else that I explained to him. You're saying don't ask all of those questions. And the same way I'm saying, see, if I said it to you, hype, that's how I be saying it to you. I ain't gonna say it in this calm voice, and I didn't say it to him calm, right? You want us to understand something, but you're not willing to teach us. And I told you before, I've never had a man around like that, like to show you like what it is, or that I even trust a man wholeheartedly like that that just what you're saying. And I just feel like sometimes, like when he says some things and you ask a question, I'm not asking him a question because I'm questioning what it is that he's doing. I'm asking a question because I'm trying to like figure out how I can help him in a way. So say like we going somewhere, and what if I ask, well, if he say we going fishing, if I ask, well, which fishing place we go to, because we go to a whole bunch of fishing places, right? Which fishing spot we go to? Man, that's why I can't stand y'all be asking all them questions and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But there is preparation also on my hand that he wants me. There's things that he know that I'm going to prepare certain things that he ain't got to worry about. But I'm trying to make sure I got it covered. And because he don't want to answer questions, I just have to like kind of figure it out. And then when we get to the place that we in and he ain't got the shit that he need, that's when it make me pop off because listen, I tried to ask your ass before we left from home and you ain't want to talk. You ain't want me to ask no questions. And that's one of the things I've always said. I've learned so much stuff from Kwame Brown before, but there's a saying that Kwame Brown got, and he said, you don't question no man. But I was like, well, if he say that one more time, I need to talk to him about saying that junk. You don't, and I don't understand. I still don't really understand it, but I had somebody explain it to me in the way that she thinks that, you know, he's saying it or whatever. But I'm like, but
what the conclusion did you come to that he meant by that?
That he meant by what?
What Kwame Brown, what the statement that he says.
I didn't come to a conclusion because somebody else explained it to me the way that she believes that he said it. I've never heard him explain it, and that's one thing that he's strong on. Don't let nobody else explain to you what, like, hear me say it. You know what I'm saying? So basically, like, she was just saying, like, I ain't gonna do it. No, but what she was saying to me at the time, it made sense because that's gonna take me down a whole nother line right there. There's actually a video of her telling me about it over on Miss Akemi page. We did a talk together about can you question
the elderly.
There you go. Thank you. Thank you. You know, I'm tongue tied with there for a second.
I was gonna take it to a more biblical sense. Now, okay. when we talking about the husband being the head, the husband being the leader, that means that I trust your judgment. I trust you as the head of the house. That I took it that way.
Right. And I'll hear him say it, and just that there's nothing. I've never heard Kwame say anything that is irritating, but every time he say that, there's something about that that make my ass itch. Every time he said, I'd be like, boy, this boy say this shit one more time. Hey, listen, one time I got so mad when he said it, I sent him a $20 cash app. I said, you need to explain this. Of course, like he over there looking in it, explain it. But I would like to hear him one day, actually dig into that, because I don't want to have the misunderstanding. But that's one of the things that, and I'm gonna tell you why it agitates me that he said it. It don't have nothing to do with him. It has everything to do with how I'm trying to learn how to work through things with my husband, right? So if he keeps making that statement, and I'm trying to figure out how to communicate differently with my husband and stuff like that, and he's saying I can't question a man, I'm like, shut the up. If you say that one more time, that I can't question him. So it's just when he's saying it, it makes me feel like I'm not supposed to be asking him no questions, or like, so that's all that is. You know what I'm saying? But I have conversations with my husband, and I think I make him feel icky when I talk to him. Like, he don't like it. I think when I get and I get a lot of people to say, I don't like talking to you. You like to get deep and stuff. I hate that. I was like, well, just leave me be. I can't change who I am right now at this point, So, but I think he hears what I'm saying when I talk to him. He don't be like, And let me tell you, when I get that, when I say on here I am babbling on, I get that from my husband because he'll be sitting there looking at me. He say, I hear you don't set your ass here and start that babbling now. That stuff
Well,
does not, it does not offend me. It make me laugh and stuff when he say it or whatever. And I bust out laughing every time he be telling the truth. I do it right here on YouTube. I literally be doing it. So, but yeah.
so
I,
what's the answer, Tashana? What does the end of this thing look like to you?
um I don't know, but what I do know is I have to step back in it to know that something has shifted.
So you would know the change when you see it.
Right.
You know when
Because
it's
okay, so if when I go back home, it is not presenting itself, but then all of a sudden it starts showing back up again. That the next time that I want to go somewhere, you having a fit. Because see with this thing, something that I just made a choice. I haven't gone anywhere, and I ain't explaining to nobody how
we
long
need to plan a
I ain't
trip,
been
girl.
nowhere.
We really make them
But
mad.
I ain't even gonna break that down. But I don't go anywhere like that right there. But what would have taken me an hour round trip to ride with my sister where I was going to come back has now, at
Uh,
least we now, we more than 24 hours in right now, right? So which one would you have liked it more? The hour that I was gone and was coming right back home to you, or what's happening right now? It's like, yeah, no. So
well, that's what I asked you in the beginning. If you go back and just think about all the times that this could have been settled a long time ago, not this instance. I just mean before, like before it even got to this point. But and I hope that you learn from this and all the other times because, girl, you could have put your damn foot down 2 years ago and told
a
his ass,
long time
listen,
ago.
yeah, I'm
But
tired. I'm tired of you. I'm tired of this garden. I'm tired of these kids. And I'm going on this cruise over here, over in Miami.
but let me tell you what I get out of this now in this process. Because me and you are now up here having this conversation, do you know that there are some women that's going through this very thing that we going through, and we get to plant the seeds to show them there are steps to take to move forward. And it doesn't mean that you have to end your marriage because you're taking those steps, but you have to be faith without no work ain't gonna change nothing. You
Yeah,
got to do the work.
yeah.
And it ain't always easy. And one thing that I do know through everything me and my husband worked through, it feel like we that much stronger after we done worked through the things that we done went through and connected back together. So
Yeah.
um
Well, I'm not so as sad as I was yesterday for you. I'm
well,
actually, in a happy place and think that you in a happy place too. Because
I
of
am.
this decision, and I'm glad of that. So I'm glad
I
that we was able to have this conversation, so I could get a little bit better clarity about what was happening to you and what you was
right.
actually doing.
Yeah. I'm just frustrated and trying, and I was getting ready to do a live. And now this situation is happening prior to me hitting the live button, and I'm just like, fuck it. I'm just we gonna go with it. This is life with Tashana, where life is like a box of chocolate. You don't know what the hell
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
gonna
yeah,
you
yeah,
know. So I'm
yeah.
just like, well, you done it. You want to start this little simple thing because it would have took me like 45 minutes to go and ride with my sister who was going through something at the time and come right back. And now we
Well,
here. So
now we all these hours in, and I could just tell you to girl, run like goddamn forest, and just
yeah,
enjoy your time that you was
yeah,
away from the
I'm gonna enjoy my time. And
phone.
I know my kids. I know my kids are fine. If the Lord should decide to take me away today, I know there's nothing anybody can do to wipe the memory of what my kids have with me ever
Yeah.
away.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I know my kids. I know my kids are good. They very self sufficient. So
Yeah.
you know, I ain't worried. I'm not worried about anything. And I
Yeah.
know He is definitely a protector. So I'm going to focus on me while my husband and my kids get to focus on each other.
How old is the kids, Sojourner?
The ones that I got at home,
Yeah.
they between 14 and 4.
4.
Yes.
What? You got a 4-year-old?
My daughter has a 4-year-old that
Oh,
I'm raising.
girl, I was girl. Okay, grandma, don't play with
Yeah.
it.
And that's why I be telling y'all that I have a habit of accepting kids, but it hurts them so bad. See, we'll be done started a whole nother conversation. So this baby is the staple in it that says, oh hell no, I ain't taking no more kids. And everybody calling my bluff that I ain't taking no more kids,
No,
but I meant what I
I got my
said.
grandbaby.
So she made number 14 the 14th kid. So I'm
Yeah,
like, hell no, we ain't taking no more children. No, sir.
yeah, yeah.
You going on out there and pop them out and enjoy that peanut that you busted. Go ahead and enjoy that little one.
Mhm.
Child, please. Mm-mm. No, ma'am. I can't do it no more.
Well, I'm happy, Tashawn. I'm glad we had this conversation, and I'm glad to know that I know that it's gonna work it all in your favor. You know, for you to
Yeah.
have what you longing for in this situation, and I just know it, and I'm glad that we had the conversation. So thanks for
Yeah, I'm
having
glad
me
we
up,
clicked up and
and
had
thanks
this
for
too.
being
This,
open to it. You know.
yeah. I'm glad we had this conversation too. This was good.
I know I've been
And
trying to talk to you for 3 weeks.
yeah, I know. I felt like I was running from you, didn't I? I was like, I don't know why it's in. Because listen, right before you clicked on, then there was a message that came through, and I wasn't gonna read that one out aloud. You was asking. Well, I don't
I
even
didn't
know
want
if
you
that
to.
was.
I didn't want you to. I didn't
Okay
want you
then.
to read
Okay.
it aloud.
Right.
But
Okay then.
did you hear that?
No, and I don't know. I don't know much about that person, but I know I've watched probably like 2 videos, probably like years and years ago. But no, nothing.
I, let me tell you, I wrote them. That's why this shocked me. I wrote them in April because I haven't seen them, and
Oh.
I emailed her,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't get a response.
And that's abnormal. That
Well,
she.
we only emailed 2 other times, like way back, maybe in 2019 and 20.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure whether that's a normal thing or not. But I wrote that to you to see had you heard that.
Oh no, 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 no! And it'd be hard for me to be on here and follow behind anything. Let me tell you something. This stuff be driving me crazy. I be trying to follow the road maps, and honey, I be lost. I ain't. That's one thing I ain't never learned how to read a real road map and the road map on these YouTube streets. Let me tell you something. I stick with the ones that I know and the ones make sense. And that's few and far in between the ones that I be logged into. And then I can't keep up with them, honey.
Well, yeah, you know,
I
she
like
don't be
you,
over
but
there like that, but we
yeah.
know her, you know.
No, see, but it's hard for me to follow this. Like I have to run through and then find something. It have to be interesting. It got to have a message to it. A little bit of
Yeah,
entertaining or
yeah.
whatever, but getting some out of it. And once I can't stay stagnant in a place like that. And then when you follow behind it, and like a lot of it is just, no, they really ain't. No, so I can't.
Yeah, yeah.
I get lost in the roadmap. I said, let me go on back over here now.
Well, I'm
But
glad that you offer what you offer, something productive, to
yeah,
bring to the people in our lives and something that could really help us, in the long
yeah.
run. And so I love that about you. And I'm glad you had me up again. And I will be back again next time.
Right, I appreciate you helped me learn something tonight because I done hit the thing to be able to pull you up on StreamYard because I only
Oh,
brought people up
okay.
with the computer before. So I learned, see, we balanced each other out tonight. You
Okay,
came
all
on
right.
and I learned something. Okay, then we grow together. But I appreciate you for coming up and having this conversation. So shout out to Silky Black for bringing
Thank
this conversation in the last live. Thank you very much, sis.
Thank you so much. It was I liked it. I enjoyed it. And thank you for being so open to answering anything that, I asked you. I only asked you for clarity of what was actually happening, to you. So
And
thank you for that.
that's what I be saying. I'll be wanting people to ask me because you can make a blanket statement and people can make up in their mind anything that you want. But I like that you ask questions about specific things because if we don't ask questions and we just sit in the room and assuming what somebody's thinking about it, that remains, we all get to remain little asses, right?
And I want
Assume,
and I want both of y'all, in case hubby is listening, to stop hitting below the belt.
right,
Both of y'all. That go for you
right.
too, Shauna,
No,
because
and
I already know.
listen, I no, I no, I now let me tell you something. I used to hit below the belt, but when you heard, did you hear me when I said the one person I'm afraid of disappointing is the man up above? So you don't even know what words I did want to say yesterday. And I was holding
Yeah,
on to them. That's what those tears was about. Because God
yeah,
knows, let
yeah,
me tell you something. Shauna has come from a nasty mouth. And let me tell you something, that PUSS
yeah,
word with the
yeah,
Y at the end
yeah,
of it,
yeah,
that was one of my favorite words. And with the garden tool on the end of it, and
yeah,
I can get real, and so I've grown a lot from that place. So me keeping my mouth so governed is
yeah,
very frustrating for me. I be
yeah,
wanting to get it off, and then all at the same time too. I'm fighting back like when you come from where I'm coming from, there's a rage on the inside of you that you holding off from giving it to somebody who does not deserve it.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I'm constantly trying to keep that thing in check because I don't want to pour it out on anybody that it doesn't belong to and putting misplaced anger in places that it should not be.
yeah,
So that's what my tears are about. A lot of the times when I'm on here, I'm frustrated, and I can't let it out the way that I want to let it out. I have to do it the right way, So if that makes sense,
if it's the right way. Yeah,
right? There, I'm just going through my process. That's what I'll say about it. So,
yeah, yeah.
but again, I appreciate you for coming up. And y'all, this is the kind of
Thank
conversations that I
you.
like to have. Long as you ain't coming uphill, with all that drama and everything, because we over here we trying to learn and grow from, these situations and everything. So,
Thank you. I enjoyed it. So we'll connect again soon.
all right, then I'm gonna go back and read into the chat, and then I thank you again for joining.
Okay, I'm back down in the chat.
Okay, then thank you.
All right.
Now, y'all, I'm gonna scroll back up. I really appreciate Silky Back for coming up and asking those questions and having a great old conversation. And I don't get to do that often here on YouTube or whatever. Mostly I'm up here by myself and just, babbling on, like I said. I shout out to Global Empire. She's doing over there doing her thing with her interviews and everything. Shout out to my moderators. Thank you all for keeping our chat over here clean. And y'all look up my moderators and everything. Check them out. They all have pages like Miss Coffee. Y'all drop y'all pages in the chat and everything. Let me go back up in the chat to read some of these things. And y'all, I'm far behind the chat. So if I skip over a few of them, y'all forgive me. Y'all know I love y'all. Y'all keep me talking over here. I tend to notice me and get him. No, seriously. Okay. Yeah, we already seen that. Okay, we went to those right there. She about to come. She's finding Shauna and sprinting out with her actions and voice. I absolutely am. husband gets PMS after me every month, but me at life, they feel stuck in trying to relive certain things. Yeah, oh, Miss Coffee, now that you said that, oh, because I often think about when I was very invested in everything about him. He was my world. He was my everything. But it almost feels like when you kept getting like that stonewall, you wasn't getting stonewall, but you wasn't, every time you was running, it's like you was hitting against that wall or whatever. It's like that teaches you to learn to do things your own instead of depending. And basically it's like you depending on them to make you happy, and you have to learn that's not the way that it works. Somebody else is not responsible for your happiness. So he has to have his things to do, and I have to have my things to do. But I think in the beginning, it's like everything that I was doing was so focused on him like that. And it's like now that I was giving all of that attention, I got other things that take up my attention. And so it's not so much that no, it ain't nothing like it was in the beginning. It is what it is. And he doesn't like that. So if in that way, yeah, but anything else changed, girl, let me tell you something. A midlife crisis is, when I think about a man going through midlife crisis, what that mean? Like he can't get it up or something like that. Like I don't. That's why I say somebody better explain like what that means, because I'm like, if you good, you good. I don't know. That's just the way that my mind think about it. Shauna crazy. Fast cars, fast girls, like a jump start. It's strange. But yeah, it's like things change. Yes, we've absolutely grown older and we doing things different. So it seems more like control and a little concern to me. Well, it would be, because you ain't never heard me talk about it before, and I haven't talked to y'all about the process. But again, I'll tell you, the control that it feels like it is that very control that I was telling you about in those stories, Callie, that of like me saying and wanting my kids to go and stay the night at certain people's houses. If he hadn't had that kind of thing, I was willing to, and I was rooting for my kids to be able to go and stay the night. But it was his control. And I have to recognize that I'm not making up an excuse for it, but I'm telling you how that control aid and contributed into my life, because I could have very well been sending my kids to people. And I'm telling you, the evidence is there. People have been to prison and all of that stuff without me knowing, but because he looking at who they is, he know not to send. No, they not going over there to stay in that way. So in those ways, it's like, in those kinds of ways, I'm grateful for it. But it's like, now, hopefully you understand what I'm saying. But to me, I've also, Callie, excuse me, I wouldn't knock it for the way that you said it, because I've called it that before. But I've noticed if I cuss my husband out like every few months, it hurts. Miss Coffee. Miss Coffee, you a mess. You got to get on a. what you got to get on a regimen, like and space it out. That's too funny. Reminder of hello, you asking me too. um, it's said once I want to give you something. Oh my goodness. And it seemed like whenever they explain the something that they want to give you to do, it's always something. You know what I'm talking about. Good evening to Miss Who's But we gotta whoop. We ain't gotta whoop no. We ain't gotta whoop nobody. Mama Global. um, yeah, we on the sideline. We on the sideline. We still walking on the sidewalk. We staying on the sidewalk. Yes, yes, she is. She looks like oh man. I got a chick. Already stay ready, so you don't gotta get ready. I also straight too. Nope, not doing nothing. She has said that to me, but that night I was there. He said in his ways, most are. Yes, he is, but and Mama Global, I ain't asking him to change too much. I'm asking for a little bit of respect. When you're gonna talk to me or whatever, whether you like it or know nothing, it's like don't talk to me like I'm no little child or no nothing, and don't tell me things, No, I want to remain respectful to him, but I also want to get respect in return. So, and I know I've been, I've been overdoing it for years and years, which is none of his fault because I'm taking accountability for how I move. But we've been working through this process for a long enough time, and so all that happened is the game was stepped up, but not a game. I'm a Scorpio from the shy. Good cuss out every few months is to be expected. Hell, I think that is turns up. Mama Global. you telling the truth. Something about it. Cause let me tell you something. One of the other things is if you stay home and you get in the bed, definitely you're gonna learn. Hold on just a second, y'all. Okay, y'all, I almost gave up my location just then. But y'all, I really enjoyed my night. But let me finish reading through this thing. But I'm gonna show y'all in a few minutes. Let me show y'all what I get to sit out and enjoy if I can. Um, let me see. Without showing y'all too much. Can y'all see that? That's what I get to sit and look at night. Still got the little ducks walking through there and everything. But okay, y'all, I'm gonna let me go back to the chat and read some more stuff. Anything that turns them on. But yeah, I believe that too, Mama Global. Mine's is 5'6" on a tall day. So he's a black Napoleon. And mine's on is 6. He's 6 foot something. I think he's 6'2" or something like that. So, is he a veteran? Nope. Um, I don't have to work on my car. He also, women are more sensitive and caring. Men like brutes at times. I think it's in their nature. I do too. Like he's so rough around the edges that it ain't even funny. But it's the roughness around the edges is part of why I love him. That I can't have no whining man. Mm-mm, I can't. It won't work. Mine usually say that yes or no. Don't know. Don't need no long drawn out story. Right. He don't want to answer no questions, none whatsoever. Women are better communicators. Yep. To a certain extent, I ain't being no fool for no one. Okay. This men don't like conversing longer than 5 minutes. Right. And he conveniently, if you talking for a long period of time, honey, he'll find something to do real quick. Whether it's go to the bathroom, whether it's go get him a drink, whatever it is, you're not gonna have him sitting there going on and on and on about no conversation. He ain't with it. So every now and then you can get him involved into a good conversation. Um, yes, realign, reset, all of that, Miss Coffee. Got a chick say, I'm so happy you're in a better place. It didn't take me long to get to that place. I was just frustrated about how I got to where I'm at right now in this moment. So, but I recognized last night that I was good, So I thank you all for, wanting me to be better. I went on a 3-day event in Tulsa for our magazine released mine called over 109 times. All right. 109 times. I'll be saying, what's wrong with you when you get places you don't like to call and all that stuff? It's like, I'm trying to enjoy my folks and stuff that I'm around. I'll call you tonight when it's time to go to bed. And let me breathe just a little bit. But Miss Coffee is a mess. I spoiled but too much. And I think listen, that's the same thing that I done told my husband before. I think you spoiled. I really do. I think you spoiled. But Mama Global is definitely spoiled. My husband know how to cook and he do it on only it's very, very occasional. But he don't mind hooking up a good old pot of boiled peanuts. He don't mind doing that. But he know how to cook. This stuff it don't taste as good as some food. I don't know. Sometimes when you cook them angry meals where you ain't ready to pour no love into it. I do that. I do that sometimes. I'll be like, let me throw this shit together so I can get out this kitchen. That's one of them angry. That's how them angry meals be going. You don't care about how none of it cook. Then when you have them happy days, you be in there throwing all kinds of seasonings and stuff in them pots. They be like, "Well, you really throw it down tonight, girl." So the food be changing with the attitude for sure. Amy, you have no idea. Oh, I'm glad. Thank you, Mama Global, for saying that. Shauna Place always help. Thank you so much, Miss Coffee. I'm glad that we can get together. Um, you know, and have these kind of conversations. Thank you again. Yeah, and this ain't the kind of things that I want to be sharing, but one thing that we do know, that is the reality. No matter how bad, people want to say that, oh, this and that, whatever. This is reality. This is what happens on a day-to-day basis. And for you to get one glimpse into it, hell, you don't know what else the hell gonna happen besides that one time right there. So, this is not out of the ordinary. And right now, probably 2 times out the year, maybe 3, We get it in. So what that is, that's about every 3 months. Right. So we probably on the same time schedule. You cuss them out with every 3 months, and then going on about your business. That's about right. When I think about it, you say every 3 months you got them on a regimen, and like that jump turn them on. Hey, yeah, okay. Um, Thank you again, Silky Black, for having the conversation. Yeah, the water fountain and everything. But I mean, man, I could just sit out here and just stare at it and be lost in that water fountain. And that's what I did last night. I just sat and I thought about it and I talked through my situation and everything. And I'm happy about the people that I'm surrounded by, that help keep me level headed. And none of them encourage me to ever leave my husband, but they always trying to understand is um I don't understand why he don't want you to be around us or know nothing. So and I'm not around people that want my marriage. Then I'm around people that know my marriage existed their whole lives and everything for some of them. But I'm around people that root for my marriage. They don't want us to stay apart, but they absolutely agree with me. Shauna, you have to take a stand for your own self, and I have to walk the walk that I talk to when I talk to the people that I talk to. So what I'm doing now is putting um my feet to work. Hey, Shauna B, thank you so much. Um, I have a story. I think everyone does. Thank you for speaking up for other women. You are more than welcome. I'm glad that. I mean, I would hate that I'm just on here talking to somebody about it just for entertainment's sake. I want to be able to plant a seed and help somebody else move to this, and also let them know that this is not abnormal. Listen to all these other married women that's here in this chat that's saying it happened on a 3 month basis, and if you take a year and divide it by three, you're gonna get 4 times out the year. 4 times out the year that he do to get cussed out. I guess if you listen to all us, the statistics in this chat shows that they're eligible. But never quit. I'm just playing with you right now, but but I'm glad that we can be of encouragement and be able to talk these things through. Albert, um, yep, growing together. It's okay to disagree, but it's not okay to be disrespected. Glad you're feeling your peace. Hope you sleep well tonight. Thank you, J Mac. And I am. I'm gonna sleep well tonight. I am. I'm claiming it already. Last night wasn't that bad. It's just that I stayed up and watched this water fountain till 5:30 this morning. And I loved every second of it. Every second of it. And I plan on doing the same thing. After I get off here, I'm just gonna sit and just watch the water fountain for a while. That's what I'm gonna do. I find that so peaceful. Mm. No, never leave, but definitely set it right. All right. I'm a 70-year-old. Hi, Darcy. I'm a 70-year-old woman from Wisconsin. I love to listen to you talk. My dad was from the South where I spent so much time. He passed now, and I miss the Southern conversations. Well, I'm glad you came over here and found the Southern conversations soothing over here. Thank you very much for joining us. And y'all, I appreciate it very much if y'all could hit the like button, the ones that came in here, or hit the dislike button. I appreciate y'all for being here. And anybody that can benefit from this conversation, don't mind sharing it with them. And if you have any questions over here, we ask that you ask them respectfully. And this is a safe chat over here. So, so you're saying that he's on his monthly J Mac, let me say that. You said that, not me. You said that, not me. But I'm gonna give y'all one more visual of the water fountain, and then I'm going to get off of here. But I cannot tell y'all how much I appreciate you all for the prayers, and that I tell y'all that I ask tenfold to you all whenever you send them up for me. I really appreciate it. I really, really do. You all, I think we balance each other in here. I don't feel like I'm giving you all more than you all are giving back to me. I think we got a great balance going on here. So let's keep the balance. Um, but don't drop to troll. We got Zappa. Oh, y'all heard what Miss Coffee said. Don't drop down to be a troll because we got zappers in here. But you all, we are over here where this is Life with Tashana, where life is like a box of chocolate. You never know what you're gonna get. You never know what you're gonna get. But one thing that we do believe over here is growing in the garden and growing in real life. We the high class gardeners because we don't believe in messing around with bugs, snakes, and worms. And that's in real life. You know, sometimes people can be tied to those things. We don't mess with those kind of people. But we do believe in growing. And if that's what you're interested in is growing, then come on over here and be a high class gardener. A high class gardener. You know, real life. Well, all right, y'all. I have shared one of my places with me. And as I move along, I'm going to share more and more with you all. Um, and we'll just see where it is that we're going to go. I'm going to take the high class gardens with us. We're going to sprinkle seeds all over the place. How about that? How about that? We're going to sprinkle some seeds wherever it is that we're moving. So, all right, y'all. I got a snake, a big and a big guard. And honey, hey, listen, there's video evidence out here of me with a snake in my garden, running and jumping leaps and bounds, getting the hell away from him. So, Darcy, or I, and also my husband done came through and cleared one out the way before, in different ways. But you know, get rid of them snakes out the garden, you all. But you know, you all, most importantly, let's keep growing together. That's what we're here for, to continue to grow. But you all, I love you all, and I will see you all the next time. Sometime tomorrow, might be later on tonight if I come up with something else that I want to talk about. But we definitely will meet back here again soon. Y'all have an amazing night. Look at here, what did I do? Good night, you all.